again for another fantasy talk. It is actually, we're looking at the end of the season now, so I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. Excited. I do want to apologize real quick for the lack of shows throughout part of the season. It is a lot of work, and I did get kind of bogged down, but we got one today. I hope you guys are ready for it, because joining me, I have one of our potential champions, Mr. CeeLo himself. Welcome, sir.
How you doing, folks? How are we doing? Just here, living the dream in the finals. What's up?
I hear you, man. That's got to be nice. I'm in a championship contention myself, for not having to pay an extra $20 next year. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
Always good, man. You gotta save every penny you can, man.
Hell yeah, you do. All right, so how are you feeling? How do you feel your season has gone so far, looking back at this point?
I'm gonna say it's been a hell of a ride. I didn't really expect to get where I am, but I think I've made some pretty good moves throughout the season, good pickups, and uh, obviously a little luck. Lady Luck has been on my side a few games, and we're here. So we're gonna take it a game at a time.
I like it. I like it. So what we're gonna do is just take a quick look at everybody's stats for the year, which I compiled not too long ago. So here we are, the big board of seasonally typed stats. We are in week 16. There's one game left. For most, doesn't really matter. Everything's been decided except for our two games. But looking here, we've got you on top with a 10-3 record for the year. So congratulations,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we got James, obviously, sitting at 9-4 with a 7-game win streak. That was fucking impressive. Also, sitting on top of the board as far as points. And by a fair margin, James is up there. Then we got Matt sitting at at 8-5, our perennial third place. He's up there. I'm not so sure it feels great to be in third, but it's better than where I'm at. Surprisingly, we got Will climbed up to 4th place after sitting in last for so long. Yeah, that was impressive. That was a good move, sir. I said early on in the season you got to make some moves to get up there, and you definitely did. So congratulations. Sean taking a 7-6. Hayden at 7-6. So those are our top 6 guys. You guys are the winners for the year, posting winning records. So congratulations to you all. In our losers side, we got JC at 6-7, Chad at 6-7, myself at 6-7. Then we got Barnaby at 5-8, Nelson sitting at 4-9, and then Dustin coming in last at 3-10. Just some quick notes to throw out there. Barnaby and Chris, even though they're sitting at 10th and 11th overall, they were damn close to breaking 3,000 points, which is up there in the top half of the bracket. So this year was definitely really close. I know a lot of us at the end of the season there were fighting for a playoff spot. 3-4 guys fighting to get into the playoffs.
It got a little crazy there at the end of the season. Yeah,
really
it got a little
did.
crazy.
It was. So yeah. Congrats to the winners. Sucks to be the losers. Better luck next year. So let's take a look real quick at the consolation bracket. So I'm gonna throw that up there for everybody. All right. So we had JC versus Barnaby, or JC had a bye, and then it was Barnaby versus Chris, and then myself versus Dustin. And then Chad taking the other bye for the consolation bracket to start out. We had Barnaby, or yeah, Barnaby moving on against Nelson, and then Dustin beating me by 100 fucking points, which is why I am where I am now. So thanks a lot. Then we had JC falling to Barnaby to move on to the 7th place game, and then we had Dustin taking down Chad to face him in that 7th place game. So then we are looking at currently JC versus Chad for the 9th place, and then for 7th place it is Barnaby versus Dustin. And then myself versus Chris for the Sackobowl. Hooray. So looking forward to that. I can't tell you. With my team scoring a whopping 149 points last week. It's fucking ridiculous. But let's take a look at why we are all here. The championship bracket, the playoffs, the guys that are still in it. You had the bye as the number 1 seed. And who else had the first round bye? Nobody. No. Asian Kid.
No,
Asian Kid had the first.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so you guys had the byes. And then the quarterfinal was Will versus Sean. And then James versus Hayden. James handily took down Hayden. And then Will managed to squeak by Sean, where he was quickly eliminated by yourself. And then we had Order 66 coming in and wiping the floor with Asian Persuasion to move on to the championship bracket. So this week we're looking at Will versus Matt for the 3rd place to see who takes home that. And then for our 5th place game, we've got Sean versus Hayden. We'll see how those go. But the main thing, honestly, is you, sir. You and James stepping up to the plate to see who takes it all. You got anything to say about how we all got to where we are?
I think there have been some key trades that have helped and not helped everybody. For sure, everybody had to make some moves to kind of get to where they are.
Yep.
So I mean, it got a little political there for a minute. It's like the damn Senate, but whatever. It is what it is.
It's every year, man. It's not.
It was fun. I just happened to get lucky on some moves, and it paid off. And I feel like you got to do that to get somewhere in the top to at least be in contention at some point. So of course, luck. I mean, there's luck too, because you never know, man. It's any given Sunday, anybody can get hurt.
Yep.
Or suspended or whatever, So it's just one of those things.
One of the key trades I think in the season that really helped / hurt was the Des Bryant for Drew Brees trade.
Yeah, Hayden had a pretty steamrolling team until that happened, and then
Yep.
it kind of,
He was the early season you.
It was kind
like.
Yeah, it was. He was undefeated up until then, right? Is that true?
I believe so. It was either that or he only had like a loss, and that was it. Like he was doing. He looked like he did when he won the championship. That one year, and then throwing Breeze to Will, which at the time looked like a completely even trade for both of them. But no, I really feel like it came back to bite him in the ass, and really is what propelled Will up the ladder. But
yeah, it definitely, because that was a key part of his offense was Drew Brees for sure, because he had some pretty ridiculous games, and of course him having Gurley too also.
Yeah.
That's like a 1-2 punch. It was pretty nice for him, but
I think there was one week where he won solely off of those two guys.
Yeah. It was like a 90 and 80 point game or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so I got a couple of statements from the other half of the championship bracket and the other half of the Sackobowl bracket. Let's see. So James couldn't be here today. However, he did leave a very James-like statement for me to read. And it goes like this. I too shall sit along Odell this weekend. In short, I surrender. Your obedient servant. Signed, William H. Bonney, a.k.a. the Emperor. P.S. GG. So, I kind of questioned into what that meant. However, he didn't want to expand on it any further. He just wanted me to read the statement. So, I don't know if that means that he's sitting his guys or if it means that he wants you to think he's sitting his guys, or I don't know what the hell it means. But, like I said, it is a very James statement to throw out there.
I like it, man. I'll tell you this, man. I like Mr. Money himself. To be the best, you gotta beat the best. So, if in fact he decides to sit out his fellas, I mean, I won't even count it as a win. But if I win fair and square, then it is what it is. But it's anybody's game. Both teams are pretty. I mean, not really even, but kind of, I guess. I got some goods. He's got some goods. So I hope he brings it because I want to at least have a good crack at it. I don't mind losing if it's a good loss.
No.
So I don't know what he meant by that, but I know Odell suspended is good. It's definitely in my favor. So.
Well, I guess we'll see. This coming week, we'll find out.
We'll see Sunday how this plays out. But I wish him the best, and I wish you the best, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So that's our other half of the championship statement. Chris Nelson also decided to throw in his 2 cents on an equally profound statement, I think, saying, "Fuck fantasy football."
2 words.
Exactly. I feel where you're coming from, man. I really do. So what we're gonna do now is just kind of take a quick look at the stats for each of the big games coming up. Starting with the Sackobowl. All right. There we go. So, it's obviously me versus Chris Nelson. Just a look at the quick projections. I'll be starting Stafford versus Carson Palmer, which is a throw up in the air just because Stafford can have a really good game.
Yeah.
However, Palmer has been a lot more consistent, I believe, in having those good games. So,
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see. The projection, though, is Stafford hitting 25 versus Palmer's 12, which projections are always bullshit anyway, but we'll see. Then the rest of my lineup is Alfred Blue, Javorius Allen, Sammy Watkins, Jarvis Landry, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Eifert, and Travis Benjamin, and then my kicker is Gostkowski. So those guys combined are projected for 116 points. And then I am looking at Eddie Lacy, Charkandrick West, Deshaun Jackson, Demarius Thomas, John Brown, Zach Miller, Latavius Murray, and Connor Barth, who are combining for 117 points. So it's got all the makings of being a pretty damn even matchup. Last week I kind of felt like I was going to breeze through and didn't really have to do much as far as setting my lineup or anything, and then I got a stick shoved up my ass, and now I am in the Sackobowl. So
And that's all she wrote.
So we'll see. I actually went in and picked up some guys and moved my lineup, did some research, trying to figure out how not to pay the extra money next year. So we'll see. Good luck, Nelson. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully you lose. So,
No offense.
No offense, but I would be very glad if it weren't me. All right, so on to the real meat and potatoes, the championship game. I want to start off real quick just with a couple of notes where you guys came from, not necessarily how you got here, but kind of the obstacles you had to get over to make it to this point. Starting with James sitting on a 2-4 record early in the season. Not looking like the perennial powerhouse that he's been, looking like, he wasn't making trades much up to that point. Just not doing much to really get into it. And then apparently at that point he decided to, and he went on to win 7 games in a row. I feel like you emerged as a mid-season favorite, just started steamrolling everybody. But early on, obviously, you lost your second-round pick, Jordy Nelson, before it ever began, as well as having to sit on Martavis Bryant out for 5 games in that early game, or that first of the year suspension. And now, at this point, with the game looming, you've got Andy Dalton possibly not playing. Maybe. I'm not so sure about it. I think he's got a fractured thumb, though, right?
Yeah, man, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. That right there hurt. He was a key. He is a key part of how I got where I am now.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Captain Kirk has, he did for me pretty well last week. So I don't really think he'll have that kind of game this coming week. But we'll see. We'll see how the Cards play on Sunday. I don't know who I'm going to start yet.
Right.
Just depends on what they say.
Yep. So you're missing the Red Rocket, and then of course James is out, one of his key players too, in OBJ, serving that 1-game suspension.
Oh, so, glorious politics.
Oh yeah. So that it kind of evens out some of the things for you guys, but here's both of you guys are sitting all of your starters, obviously. Keeping everybody guessing, including each other. But I went in before the show. I went in and took a look at all the guys on your benches, and kind of picked and chose who I thought you might start, trying to get an idea for the projections at least. So, who is this? So James started, or he has either Rivers or Roethlisberger to start, and then it's very likely that he'll start AP and McFadden, as those seem to be his top 2 running backs, with the wide receiver trio of Mike Evans, Kamar Aiken, and James Jones. Obviously, Kamar Aiken is someone that I think did well for him last week or the week before.
Oh, it was well, I think both weeks. Last week he definitely had some. I think he had a bonus.
Nice.
Sure. So yeah.
So he's going to be relying on someone not proven consistent to take the place of Odell Beckham. So that's a keynote there. And then he's got either Jordan Reed or Heath Miller at tight end. They seem to be pretty close to the same projection-wise. And then in his flex, I'm thinking D'Angelo Williams. Yeah. However, we'll see, whatever he wants to do. And then for his kicker, Chris Boswell for Pittsburgh. And all of those projections together, totaling up the guys with the most projected points, he's looking at 210. Then for you, you've got either Dalton or Cousins, depending on who you feel like starting. And then I was looking at Doug Martin and David Johnson for your running back duo. Amari Cooper, Brandon LaFell, and DeAndre Hopkins for the wide receivers. And then Greg Barnridge, who, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is, but he was projected for like 30 or 19, 30
tight
points.
End dog.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, he's been balling all year.
No shit, that's crazy. I've never even heard of the guy. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then for your flex, I was looking at Lamar Miller, just the next guy with the most projected points. And then your kicker, Robbie Gould, for a total of 194 points projected. So we're looking at less than 20 points difference projection-wise between you two guys. So it should be a close game. It'll be something comes down to the wire, I think, and it should be pretty fucking exciting.
I feel like it's going to boil down to which team hits more bonuses than the other.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely going to be that because, with OBJ being out, that definitely kind of helps me out. But, again, Cousins might have just a flop game, or Dalton might play. I don't know. So it's just one of those things. It really just is going to boil down to that. And it's definitely going to be good. It's going to be a nail biter. There's a lot riding on it. Championship, money, bragging rights. First time at the bowl, so I'm really excited to be here. I'm fortunate to play the best fantasy player I know for sure. So, like I say, man, to be the best, got to beat them. So
I love it.
Respectful challenge. Hope for a good game.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. That's what I want to see too. I want to see the close one. All right, so we've reached that point where we've looked over the figures. We've discussed it a little bit. I think it's time to make our picks for both the Sackobowl and the championship. I'm gonna let you lead us off, starting with the Sackobowl.
Sackobowl. Let me double check this. I'm feeling you, bro. I think you got what it takes to overtake Mr. Chris. I feel like Stafford's going to have a good game against San Francisco. Of course, Palmer's playing Green Bay, which their defense hasn't been, So, Sammy, I have Sammy in one of my other leagues, and he's been great.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, I'm feeling you, bro. I'm pulling for you. We'll see how this goes. But no offense to Mr. Chris, of course, because, he's a boy. But, I'm feeling you if we're going to have to bet on it.
I like it. And what about you and James? Who are you feeling for the champion?
I got to pick myself.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you this, man. I haven't really been nervous all year, but I'm definitely nervous this week.
No, I hear you. He's
one of my losses this year. So he's the other one. One of the two, or one of the three, rather. That has beat me. So
it's gonna be a good one.
We'll see how it goes.
I like it. All right. Well, as far as my picks go, you know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna go with myself and you for the winners this week. I feel like I got the guys to beat Chris. I think I beat him once earlier this year. And although my team has completely underperformed the last couple of weeks, we'll see how it goes. But I put a little more into it this week because I'm really trying to avoid that fucking 12th place finish. That's embarrassing. And then for the championship, I don't know what the statement means. I don't know if he's planning on sitting guys. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
His MO. Come on, bro. It's cool, man. Listen, if I go out that way, I'm not even going to declare myself champion. Like, it's going to be that kind of championship. And he knows. So,
Yeah. But that aside, I feel like you've got the team that's been just, regardless of who you face, you're putting up the points each week, and I feel like it's your time. I feel you're gonna pick up this season.
Let's hope so, man. I've definitely got lucky though. Like there's a game with Chris. He could have beat me early in the season, and I barely beat somebody. I can't remember who it was too. I don't know. It's just you got to get.
It was me. I think you beat me by like 2 points one week.
I think it was you.
Yeah, it was sick. Oh man, that was a disappointing loss. I think it really was. It was like 2 points.
Yeah, it was. I know I've had 2 or 3 close ones where I was like, "Oh God, thank you." But anyhow,
right.
I'm glad I'm here. I've played fantasy with y'all for I think 2 years. I skipped one of the years, and I've made the postseason both times. So hopefully we can make this a championship season for me.
I like it, man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. You have anything else to add?
Other than it's been a great season. Like I posted on the group, it's been a great season. I've had a lot of fun. The draft was fun. We should keep it somewhat fun. If Hayden, if you decide to retire, sir, it's been a good season, good run for you. I hope to see everyone next year, man. I enjoy everybody, but there are people that want to join up. So I mean. If the league decides to extend the teams, we can do that too. So whatever, leave that up in the open. But anyhow, wish of luck to all of you. Hope to see you guys next year, and hopefully I'll be your champion.
Awesome. All right, so that's pretty much wrapping up what we got. I just want to say, regardless of how it comes out for me next year, I do plan on being back with some more fantasy talk, hopefully with a permanent co-host, Mr. Wallace. I'll have to talk to you a little bit later on that, regardless of what you decide to do for next year. That's all we've got. Good luck, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the season and the shows that I was able to bring you, and we'll catch you next year.
Go Pats! Go Pats!